Chase Briscoe is in the championship 4. We talked about his chances at Phoenix, the championship race. Hendrick and Penske, they choked it at Talladega. Will any of them make the finale? What is the outlook as we go into Martinsville? And what's going on with the Formula One Drivers' Championship? I thought this was a NASCAR podcast. Well, actually, it's a gay racing podcast. I don't know if you knew. Sorry. I'm glad you found that funny, Alex. Yeah, we're talking. Funny. Speaking of being gay, we are going to talk about Formula One today. I heard a joke.
Hot men in F1.
God, yeah. I feel like I told you this. NASCAR, something about Formula One's gay, but it's. Do you remember this conversation?
No, I don't think so.
Like, Formula One's gay, but the racing is. I don't know. Damn it. I wish I remember. It was really funny. I feel like you were there for it.
I probably was.
The butt of the joke is NASCAR's not gay, but it kind of is. But like F1 is gay, but it's also kind of not. I don't know. Anyways, speaking of not being gay, Chase Briscoe, Bass Pro Shops. I mean, literally, like NASCAR.
That's Talladega. Like the epiphany of like not being gay. Like,
he is the most straightest. Like the most straightest man in NASCAR was Martin Truex Jr. Chase Briscoe has done that and more in replacing Martin Truex Jr. Like Joe Gibbs Racing could not find a more perfect fit. And well, honestly, speaking of. 3 wins this year now. We kind of do this every time like someone just wins a race because it's hard to talk about the championship battle. But let's talk about Chase Briscoe because he's low key been flying under the radar. I feel like he's definitely like deserves a spot like in the round of 8, of course, right? He's been really great on points, consistent. He tries a GGR card, but I think some people, including me, have had trouble looking past him as just one of the GGR drivers.
Well, and before the playoffs started, I think it was after Daytona, I was telling you, like, Chase Briscoe's a really good dark horse pick to make the round of 8, potentially the championship 4, and that has obviously become true. I mean, when he arrived to Joe Gibbs Racing, I thought he'd get like a win, maybe 2. I think he's exceeded my expectations, honestly. It was kind of a slow start for him at JGR. But once he figured out this car, and he said himself that it took him a while to get used to having this good of a car.
Yes.
He felt like at SHR he had to drive a specific way for it to get any kind of results out of it. But now he's figured it out. And there's a question, is Chase Briscoe worthy of being in this championship 4? And part of me is like, well, yeah, it'd be kind of neat to have the Final 4 be Hamlin, Larson, Bell, or someone like Blaney, perhaps.
Before you go read the stats off, because I feel like if you were to ask me the 4 best drivers of this year, I feel like you would look at like the guys who have like won the most races or just your common household NASCAR names in 2025. That includes like obviously Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, because he's Kyle Larson, Blaney. Like it's all these guys that already have championships or like really are close or should have championships. Some of the best stars in the sport. Chase Briscoe, I think, is still, I don't want to say he's so new, but I mean, he only has like a handful of career wins. He's kind of almost giving like Brad Keselowski in 2012, where it's like, surely this guy's not going to go win the championship, right? Because at this point, I'm like, he's actually looking pretty good, Alex. Like he's been one of the best drivers this season, low key.
Well, here's some stats that Eric Estep posted on Twitter, and he mentioned in his video today. He had Chase Briscoe has the most top 5s of the entire field. Did not know that. He has 15 top 5s this year. 3rd most top 10s of the field, 19 of them. 3rd most laps led of the season with 881. I did not know that. I did not know Briscoe had led that many laps this year. And he has the 3rd win of the season, 2nd of the playoffs. And when you put it like that,
by the way, 2nd best average finish behind Christopher Bell.
Like, he's a dark horse. Like, I think this is the epitome of what a dark horse is. He is right there, but you don't think of him as a favorite. You know what I mean? Like, I would say if he didn't get a win, he was probably going to be like 5th or 6th in points.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So this is a pretty big deal. Chase Briscoe making it to the Final 4. This is the first time. He's got a known history of like kind of always, not really coming from funding necessarily. He had to fight for his right. He drove unsponsored cars in Xfinity for a while. I mean, I can't say I'm shocked, but it's still a pretty good story.
What's crazy is if he didn't win, he would be the points leader, actually. Like, of all the playoff drivers, he would be the points leader. Like,
wow.
So he would be plus, I don't know what plus that would be on the cut line. I guess plus, he'd be over plus 40 on the cut line, I believe, if my math is correct. So that's kind of speaks. I mean, just the, obviously he had a pretty good round, 2 races. And I think Chase Briscoe is a lot like Chase Elliott, where, this NASCAR system, the point system, does not reward consistency in a direct way. Like, consistency can get you some places and it can get you to the championship 4.
Yeah.
It's not something that you can really rely on. And I think that's where we kind of lose Chase Briscoe and we don't talk about him. And the fact that, again, he's not like proven, this is still his first year in race winning equipment. There's no, like, he doesn't have like the only notable thing about him, I would say, is like, he's won the Southern 500 once.
Yeah.
Next Southern 500, next race at Darlington, it's like, watch Chase Briscoe. Besides that, there's nothing that's really been calling out to me about Chase Briscoe that, yeah, this is a championship contender, but the stats look really good.
Very good.
They also look like someone like Chase Elliott too. But
every week that account on Twitter posts the Winston Cup points, he's only 7 points behind Bell in that format.
Right.
And he's in the picture when you take out all the playoffs with our current points format with no playoffs. He's like in the top 5 in points in that as well.
Yeah.
Like, he's up there.
Yeah. And he's kind of part of like how JGR is, quietly just having a really dominant season in terms of the stats and their race wins. They've won 5 of the 8 playoff races so far, by the way, JGR. And
They've already won half of the playoff races.
Right. So that, you can't sit here and say Chase Briscoe doesn't deserve to be in the championship 4, even though I'm sitting here like, what is this guy doing in the championship 4? Like, this doesn't feel right. And I think maybe does Talladega have something to do with that? The way he won it?
Yeah. I mean, my reaction to that finish was, or maybe to him winning, I'm not sure which it was, is like, what the hell? Sure.
Well, it did feel kind of, I don't want to say lucky because he was in position, but it's like, I don't know. We talked about this at the Daytona 500. It's like Larson happened to run out of fuel. The inside lane happened to lose momentum, and the 19 was the first one to jump on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just how it is. That's just what happened. And hey, he did it. And he was putting himself in position. All of the Toyotas were. The Toyotas were doing a really good job controlling that race outside of when the Chevys had the lead, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's not much else for me to say on it, though. It was a really competitive Talladega race, as we're going to get into. And that does impress me. Like, it wasn't just like a gridlocked pack for the last 10 laps. And he, was first off pit road. He had to, there was a lot of chess going on in that pack as the caution came out, as the restart happened. And that makes me feel better about Chase Briscoe earning a spot into the next round. Sure. It being the championship 4, Talladega. I don't know if anyone's ever going to be comfortable with that, but
would you say this was the best Talladega race of the next gen era?
Yeah, because when you take the championship 4 out of the picture, yes.
I agree.
In a weird way, I think the fact that, wow, if Larson or Byron win this, they're going to the championship 4, that was kind of cool, but there was something about that race yesterday, and I don't know if enough people are really talking about it because they did not race like that last year at all. Well, no, they didn't. They didn't in the spring either. The spring was a long green flag run to the end, and they stayed double file. It was so weird.
With Talladega in this round, you and I were talking both on the pod and off the pod, like, how are the manufacturers going to handle this? Toyota had a ton of cars in the top 10 at the end, and ultimately that really benefited Briscoe. Chevrolet, they only had Larson and Byron. Their only help was Carson Hocevar, who ultimately spun Byron on the trioval, which was a super speedway thing, I would say.
Bell kind of got into him too. So
yeah, but kind of funny nonetheless. And Ford with Logano and Blaney, they had a bunch of Fords up there at a point, like the 38, the 34 was there, the 17, all the RFK cars, and that just fell apart.
Well,
Toyota was really the only one that managed to stay together.
If this race ran like it did in the spring, a Penske car wins this race.
Yes.
But the inside lane fell apart because the third lane got started. And I think Penske was just as like, the third lane never works here. Like with this next gen car, it consistently has not, unless, there's fuel saving going on. Now, were they fuel saving after the last pit stop? Perhaps. Mm-hmm. Probably. I mean, they're trying to cut it as small as they can, but even in the last, like, what wasn't there a caution with like 12 to go or so? Cody Ware.
Yeah, Cody Ware
had a caution. After that caution and teams were a lot better on fuel, we were still seeing like 3 wide, like a third lane form up. And I don't know what the difference was. I think one thing I'm almost wondering is, when this race was in the round of 12, I think a lot of the playoff teams, not only were there more playoff teams, but they were more conservative because it's a lot more likely they can make it in on points. They need to protect their points. Here in the round of 8, most of those playoff teams are not really worried about points because they know if they can win, they're going to the championship because they're probably going to need it. So I almost wonder if that just made the aggression of the entire field just get up. And now there's more drivers not in the playoffs that, hey, it's Talladega. I want to get a win before the end of the season. Let's just make a third lane. Let's go. We saw a different race yesterday. Not enough people are talking about it. I loved watching the Hendrick cars, Larson especially. Larson was staying very, I don't even want to say loyal, but the middle lane was like home base, right? The inside lane would die, the outside lane would die, but the middle lane was always there, and he would always come back to it.
I thought Kyle Larson was going to win this race because this was the best he had looked all day. He was up there making really good moves, in my opinion. He was in position. Chevrolet, or Hendrick Motorsports, they split the lanes at the end on that final restart. Larson in one lane, Byron in the other. I was like, and you had been texting me like were hoping that Penske was going to do that a few restarts prior with Blaney and Logano. They ultimately did not do that. It's cute. I wonder how that would have played out differently.
I don't know if it would have mattered because the third lane makes that not matter in a way. And I thought even on that overtime, it was not going to matter. But
before that restart, Cliff Daniels told NBC that they were good for 1 overtime attempt. That was obviously not quite right. And we have a Patreon comment from everyone's favorite, Blake. Hi, Blake. How wild that Zack was discussing the topic of the most heartbreaking NASCAR losses on Twitter just earlier this week.
There was a viral tweet going around like, what was the most heartbreaking loss from your favorite driver? And I was sitting there, I literally said, Kyle hasn't really had that many. Like, I don't know what
you manifested this.
I really did, because I think this. Keep reading the comment. Sorry, Blake.
Blake goes on to say, this one has to be way up there for the 5. Having a teammate pushing with his first super speedway win on the line and coming up half a lap short on gas. What a horrible miscalculation by team engineers and or Cliff Daniels. Now you're in a virtual dead heat for the final playoff spot with Christopher Bell if there's a new winner next week. And I just feel sick.
Well,
Zack, response?
I agree with Blake. I mean, there's nothing to say. Like, it's not even just about like his teammate was pushing his first super speedway win. That is definitely a part of it. The fact that this would have gotten him into the championship four also adds a layer to it. And, I hate the playoffs, but that's true. And this is why I say every time y'all bring up Kyle Larson and super speedways, he is not bad at super speedways. He is one of the best drivers out there, actually. Like, I'm so dead ass. I don't know why y'all have not been paying attention, because this is not the first super speedway race that he's in play at the end. Mm-hmm. It's not. Honestly, at Team Hendrick, he might be the best. He's probably, I think with the current like roster of drivers, it's him and Logano and Blaney that are able to really control these races. And like,
I don't know about all that, but like, he's definitely like up there.
No, well, I didn't see Penske at the end of yesterday's race, so Larson has been at the end of like the last few consecutive Talladega
I
races.
wouldn't say he's like in control of the race like Penske has been and like Denny Hamlin.
If you mean like, okay, no, if you mean in like the middle of the race, sure. If maybe control wasn't the best word, but like in position at the end, making moves with track position at the end of the race, yes.
Okay.
That 5 car.
Yes.
And traditionally the rest of Hendrick Motorsports, but which they were actually up there too. Bowman was having issues. Elliott got wrecked out, but
so Larson was on the verge of probably pointing his way into the round of 4, honestly. Like he was going to be pretty close to it, right?
Well, if there was a new winner, he would still only be plus like, 15 points or something on Bell. Yeah. So it is what it is.
Yeah. But he lost about 20 points there. And then William Byron also lost 20 points from that spin in the tri-oval.
Yeah.
Awful last lap for Hendrick Motorsports at Talladega.
I think that's something about this playoff format and Talladega deciding the championship for that. I think that's a moment where it's like, man, that just kind of feels scummy.
And if Talladega in this possible format we're having next year, where it's possibly all the races and then like 4 races, it sounds like is a rumor. Okay. Or something, or a 4-race finale is possibly on the
4-race championship round.
And Talladega's in there. I don't know how I feel about it.
So I don't feel bad about it at all because that is still better than a 1-race finale.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It is.
It's like this is still like 4 times better than what we have right now. I don't care if one of the races is a super speedway, whatever. Mm-hmm. But like it is what it is. Like it's just, that's still like so much more valid than what we have right now. So I wouldn't. Yeah. I get how that's kind of weird, but it is what it is.
We'll talk about Penske when we get to the playoff section. I want to do a couple shout outs first. Todd Gilliland earned his best career finish of 2nd. He actually tied his dad, Todd Gilliland, who also had the best finish of 2nd.
David? All right, Lee Diffie. You mean
Did
David?
I say Todd?
You said Todd. You do. You said Todd again.
Whatever.
You said his father, Todd Gilliland. Lee Diffie apparently said David Gilliland on the TV yesterday.
Don't people call Todd the Todd father? It works. It's fine.
Whatever.
Anyway, David Gilliland is his dad. Anyway.
David Gilliland's back in the Cup Series, apparently.
Shane Van Gisbergen got his best super speedway finish of 11th after spinning, coming down the pit road. He hit a wet spot, one of the weepers. I don't like that Jeff Burton was like, oh, this is so embarrassing when you do stuff like this. I'm like, Jeff... This happens every race. This is not an SVG specific thing.
Oh, well, yeah.
I also like the track was wet.
Okay, well, I agree with Jeff Burton that like no one else spun. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but this happens all the time. I feel like it was a bit like, this is so embarrassing to happen. I'm just like,
it happened. Remember one of the legacy cars spun coming off pit road at Talladega because they hit water? And they like spun onto the track. Maybe it was Daytona, but I'm pretty sure it was Talladega. Reminds me of that. It was like John Hunter Nemechek or something. Maybe it was Eric Jones. So it must have happened last year, I guess. I don't remember.
Yeah. But yeah, good for SVG. Finishing 11th, he recovered from that. He's getting better. Like, I'm going to keep saying it. If he had a better first round, man, he'd probably be like in the conversation. He probably would have been like bad on points.
Is he in points? Like he is still 12th in points. I feel like he should be higher. I mean, he's ahead of Alex Bowman and Austin Cindric. So
I really think if he had that better first round, he'd be at least like in the conversation. I don't think he'd make the Champ 4. He'd have to like probably win Martinsville, which wouldn't happen. But
he's gonna have a good run in Martinsville.
Which
I'm just saying.
I'm excited. Him next year's gonna be so fun. Patreon member Chrisissippi. I've been calling him Chris, but Chrisissippi is such a fun name. I'm gonna start calling you that because that's what you go by on Patreon.
Oh, I thought he replied like, "Call me Chrisissippi. That's my name."
No, you tell me if you want to be Chris or Chrisissippi, but your Patreon name is Chrisissippi. So, Patreon member Chrisissippi says it wouldn't be a NASCAR race without Cody Ware bringing out the late race caution. Did you see that clip that was going back around on Twitter of Mike Joy being like, and it's Cody Ware.
And it's Cody Ware bringing out the caution for the 3rd time today. Like, why are you on the track? I'm so dead ass. Why are you on the track?
Put Justin Haley back in that car. He needs a job anyway.
Arby's picked the wrong race to sponsor. They forgot they need to sponsor at Bristol so that they get all the advertising.
That Bristol 66 car was so funny.
Oh my God, I've never seen an Arby's car more. The only time I saw the Arby's car yesterday when I was mad, and I don't want to get Arby's. I'm not getting Arby's. I'm mad. What the hell is it? What even happened again? Like, what even happened to the 51?
The broadcast said he spun out in his own oil. Like, I guess his car was leaking oil and he spun out. So, like, it wasn't like a skill thing, I don't think. But it's also like, man, you crash all the damn time.
This 51 team, like, can you, like, please just put your little car together and keep it together for 500 miles? There were a lot of
track if you're leaking oil.
There were a lot of mechanical failures yesterday, actually, I noticed. Or just like
the 21 car had a weird issue.
Penske was having gear oil. Like, what?
Yeah,
gear oil? Denny was complaining about his clutch again.
Well, the 11 car has an issue every week.
Okay, but like that's also low-key a story, like going into Phoenix. Like
it is.
And his pit crew. But we didn't even mention Chase Briscoe got a speeding penalty in stage 1.
That's right.
I forgot about that. Like, wow. But y'all got.
I remember you texted me in all caps, Briscoe, LOL.
Yeah.
Well, let's look at the playoffs. We've talked a bit about them. Entering Martinsville, just 2 races to go in the season. That's pretty crazy, isn't it, Zach?
What did you ask
me?
Only
two races left in the season. It's pretty crazy, you said
right? 3 races. Yeah, 2. That's how the calendar works. What's so crazy about it? You know what's crazy? The fact that it's Larson versus Bell for this final spot if we get a new winner. Because, at first glance, they look final points, but the entire population of everyone who's not locked in has won at Martinsville before. So, yeah. Logano, he won. I had to think about his one. It was when he pushed Truex out of the way.
Yeah.
So
ain't gonna win the damn war.
I think obviously if you're the 5 or 20 team, I think you are literally assuming that someone's winning. You might as well.
I think you have to assume Ryan Blaney's winning, right? He's won the last 2 races at this track and this race.
Well, that 12 team, a meteor is hitting them every week. It seems like
that is true. That is true.
If there's a year where he does not win this race, and I remember I listened to the teardown, and Ryan Blaney was saying in the media center this weekend, like, Martinsville is not easy to win. Like, it's not as easy as you guys are making it seem. It's NASCAR. There's no guarantees. Who would have thought? I mean, the obvious winners do not win races. Like, right? Chase Briscoe was not the obvious winner. We were all saying Penske and Hendrick. Remember how I literally said Toyota's going to have trouble in this round, Alex?
I do.
There are 2 Toyotas in the round that have advanced.
Yep.
Likely 3, low key. So it's like, I mean, this is NASCAR. We take it week by week, lap by lap. There's no guarantees, but of course with this playoff format, if you're strategizing Bell plus 37, Larson plus 36, you gotta it's heads up straight up between those 2 for this last spot. If I had to guess.
Then below the cut line, Chase Elliott is minus 62. He has to win.
Mathematically,
he was involved in one of those crashes.
Yeah,
just that sucks. There's nothing else you can really say about it. Like, that's just Talladega. He has to win.
Yeah. And that's something with a lot of these playoff drivers with, like Byron Logano, who had a crash last week at Vegas. But I think it sucks for Byron because he did have a lot of points. Like, Byron has bled a lot of
regular
points.
Season champion.
Right. Logano, he didn't really bleed any points. You know what I mean? No. Like, he was already below the cut line. His plan.
I think Penske's plan was to have the 22 or 12 win Talladega and then the other win Martinsville. I think that was their whole game plan. I don't think they were really going points racing, though they did get some stage points. So maybe they were trying to get some points, but
I think that was just came along the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Blaney is minus 47, Logano minus 38. They pretty much need to win. They'd have to have some miraculous stage games.
I don't think Byron can even. I mean, unless Byron like dominates Martinsville, but then he's probably winning the race anyways. You know what I mean?
Byron's only 2 points ahead of Logano, minus 36. But focusing in on the Penske cars, Logano and Blaney, they were leading, as we said earlier. They got shuffled to the back. The 22 was just not pushing the 12 a lot. And I wonder if the 12 was just a car that was a better pusher and the 22 is better out front. Yeah.
That's definitely a thing.
In the moment, as a Blaney fan, I'm like, effing Logano is not pushing the 12. He's being a bad teammate, blah, blah, blah. I actually think it's this, that the 22 is just not a good pusher.
That's the thing in like that. Even in iRacing, like some people just aren't good at pushing. Like it's especially like just the, you know, when you think about the Penske guys and they work together a lot, I feel like Logano is always the one out front.
And Logano was out front until they had to get some fuel, and Logano needed more fuel because he was leading for such a long time.
Right.
And Blaney leapfrogged him, and that's when the 12 was in front of the 22, and pretty much immediately, like 2 laps into the run, the 34 got ahead of him, and then some other cars, they just kept getting shuffled back.
Yeah. It really sucks that, because I think Penske had that race. They literally played that race the exact way that they did in the spring with Austin Cindric, but different result because the third lane was just working. And again, I don't know if like Blaney was having to save fuel a little bit when he was leading because they miscalculated or they're going to be a little short. I don't know, but if that third lane doesn't get formed, I think Penske stays in control of that race. They just stayed on the bottom line and the bottom line died. I don't know if the rest of the field is like, yo, we were told in our secret manufacturer meeting that we cannot let Penske win this race.
Yeah.
Is that it? I don't know. I had someone in the industry told me that, you know, there were no manufacturer orders going on with their team this week, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think it's easier from a fan perspective to have that kind of assumption, though. I think when you're in the industry, it's like, that's ludicrous. Like, that doesn't happen. And, you know, like, I'm sure that doesn't happen, like, to an extent. But when you're a fan and you see it, from our perspective, I think it's more easy to make that kind of assumption.
Yeah, that kind of like goes into like the, like I tweeted like, LOL, Bubba let off in the tri-oval till the 19 win. But then I looked at the replay. The outside line was kind of falling apart in the tri-oval.
Yeah, which, by the way, I didn't mention this. Bubba Wallace, man, if he would have won Kansas, he was in position to win Talladega.
Yeah,
that close to making the Champ 4. That kind of sucks for Bubba.
All those Toyotas were up there, but like back to the Penske cars. Just they didn't play this race how you had to race it.
Yep.
Larson and the Hendrick cars, they were working the middle lane and working the lanes how you needed to. That's what I loved about yesterday's race. We have not talked about the racing quality enough.
It was good.
What made that race fun is the fact that there was a little bit of space to change lanes. And like guys were kind of not even really throwing blocks. They were just controlling the lanes enough, kind of like what you see in Xfinity, but not as like severe. Just like, oh, this lane has momentum, I'm gonna hop in that lane. Like that's what super speedway racing is all about. That's the chess match that it's supposed to be about. And I don't know if the last Daytona race and this last Talladega race looked really good, but yeah. I don't know why we're yapping about that with the playoff graphics still up. Are we still using this?
Yeah, we are. Briscoe and Hamlin are locked into the Champ 4, and we have a Patreon comment from Ben. He said, as a Denny fan, this is probably one of the best possible outcomes. Larson is last one in, and Logano is on the outside. It seems likely that at worst, only one of the Fords will get through. Hendrick looks pretty disorganized too. And Zach, before you comment, we were texting. I was texting you on Sunday. Like, if you're Denny Hamlin, who do you want to end the Champ 4 with you? Who do you want to win today, ideally? And we came to the same conclusion that we probably want Briscoe in there, right?
I said you do not want a Penske car and you do not want your teammate Bell. Denny Hamlin's worst case scenario championship 4 is him, the 20, and both Penske cars. Any of the Hendrick cars, I think Denny can clear. And then Briscoe, I think, honestly, is probably the next biggest, maybe not the next biggest threat. I think Larson's kind of a threat sometimes, but Briscoe with a JGR car with speed. He's won at Phoenix before. But it's just the mistakes and the experience. And I don't know if the 19 or I don't know if Chase really has that kind of composure at a championship race.
He has thrown so many races and he's improved since these have happened. But there have been so many instances when he was trying to get his first win or two that he had crashed himself and he's crashed the other guy who's trying to race. He has gone through a Champ 4 before in the Xfinity Series. So he has some experience, but I don't think it's enough compared to Cup because Cup is the top of everything.
I will say this Talladega win, Chase Briscoe, is one of the more impressive wins he's had. And I know that's really bold to say because I'm talking about 2 Southern 500s under that, but aero blocking, like it was really tough to pass in the races he's won. And I know like all these other drivers have won races like that. Chase Briscoe does not have that it factor to me to go out and win a championship.
At least yet.
With this format. Now, he might prove me wrong in a few weeks, but I just don't see it. Not with how Denny's been performing. Now, I will say that 11 team, they need to clean up their mistakes and their mechanical failures.
So does the 19. The 19
so does
needs
the
to fix up a lot of their pit issues. They had a speeding penalty just yesterday.
Didn't he make a mistake at Las Vegas too? Like I feel like he had a pit issue at Las Vegas too.
There's been several pit issues for the 19, but the 11 obviously has them as well.
I don't remember if it was driver inflicted. It was stage 1 at Vegas. I don't remember if it was driver inflicted or crew inflicted, but the 19 and the 11 and I guess the 9 have been making so many mistakes in these playoffs, and 2 of these teams are going to the championship for sure.
If the 9 wins Martinsville, it's going to be
whoever the
just
fourth
not screw up in the pits.
literally though. Oh my god. No, yeah, I don't know what else to say about that, but I think if I'm Hamlin, I'm really hoping. I guess you're hoping Larson beats Bell and one of the other Hendrick cars somehow wins Martinsville. Like I don't know. I don't think you really want your teammate Bell in there, especially if you're
Hamlin. I don't want Blaney in there. I don't want Penske in there at all. So.
Well, someone mentioned on Twitter that this year is giving JGR 2019, where they had 3 cars in the championship 4. And I have to imagine if I'm Denny Hamlin, do I want another teammate?
Because that's a lot of resources.
Right.
And then if you're Larson or Byron, if only one of you are in there, all your resources are going to go to the championship 4 car.
Well, think about this week too. It's like, Denny was hoping this week to get, the sim or all the resources to himself to get ready for Phoenix, but LOL, no. Now Chase Briscoe is prepping for Phoenix too. So I wonder, I don't know what that's actually like at, Toyota.
But Hamlin did get a whole extra week over Briscoe still.
Yeah. But not really, because they don't really prep for Talladega. They don't really.
But quick here, who would you say is your champ 4 at this point? We've been asking this every week. I don't know if we've been right or wrong at all. It's just fun to talk about.
Well, it kind of spoils my fantasy pick. So it's I think Blaney's gonna win, and that's gonna be my fantasy pick later. Alex already knew that.
Yeah,
and then I think Larson's gonna outpoint Bell, but I'm not 100% confident in that.
Yeah,
because I don't know. I mean, they're heads up for the points. So
I think the scenario you just described is probably the most likely. But if the 12 has like a perfect Martinsville, which is a lot to ask for,
I low key feel better for the 12 than the 5. Like low key, low key see another 2019 happening where it's 3 JGR cars. Oh, and a Ford. Yeah. I kind of think it's gonna be that. Not gonna lie.
I don't think Elliott's going to win Martinsville. I mean, it's possible. No. Logano doesn't have the speed. Like that's probably his best oval race in a while. I'm sure.
Logano
I'm sure it'll be like up there,
races.
But
he doesn't win races. He doesn't win races.
He just doesn't have it this year. And Byron just hasn't been good in the fall Martinsville race, which I don't know how much that actually means. He's good in the spring, but the fall, remember that one year, I think it was 2 years ago, 23, he was running like 20th all day in the fall Martinsville race.
Yeah, Byron doesn't win races when he needs to. And again, a note, Byron and Bell are going for their 3rd straight championship 4 appearance, and I think it's likely that one of them does not make it. So it's kind of not Bell.
Blaney.
It's Byron and Blaney. Okay, it's even more. Like Byron and Blaney are going for their 3rd straight championship 4 appearance. So it's definitely one of those I think is coming to an end. It looks like so.
Yeah, I agree. Well, before I move into F1, we have a comment from Chrisissippi once again. He attended Talladega this past weekend.
Are you okay? Did you see anything?
He said he was at Talladega for all 3 races this weekend, and he says he's used to code switching and blending in when he goes to racetracks. But however, this weekend he had sat next to some like-minded fans, and it was the most fun he had ever had at a race. And the synopsis of the comment on Patreon was basically like, you never know, you might find people that are like-minded. Like, it's not, like there's a lot of people you don't want to talk to at this kind of track.
At Talladega.
It sounds to me that it was pretty reassuring for him to have someone like-minded there. He also noted that they were not queer or anything, just like-minded. And once he felt safe, it was a lot of fun to be there.
That's good.
And he said it was the most fun he's ever had at a race, which is awesome. So I'm excited to share that. Give you some optimism if you want to go to Talladega.
I feel like there's like the 7 wonders of NASCAR, and like the Talladega infield on Saturday night is one of them. Like, I feel like it's kind of on my bucket list. And we've talked before, I want some men there.
Yeah.
Because the women be doing stuff. I want the men to be doing stuff. Give me a shirtless man in Wrangler jeans. That's all I need. That
could be the gayest experience ever.
That's how you get new fans. They need to turn
low-key.
Not the entire infield, of course, but like they need to have a gay section at Talladega infield.
Call in Charlie XCX or something like that, and you would have the gayest section ever.
God, but could you imagine the outcry if they even have a sliver of rainbow in the Talladega infield?
Just do green. That's a color in the rainbow.
Don't do it at Talladega.
XCX.
They should have done it at Chicago Street, actually.
I'm just saying, though, the gay equivalent of the Talladega infield are Charlie XCX fans. So if you want that kind of vibe, bring her in. You don't even have to say it's gay. Just like have her there. That's perfect.
They need to do it. No, they really should have done that at Chicago Street. Could you imagine?
Oh,
Grant Park the night before. Oh my God.
All the Twinks would have been there.
Oh my goodness. That's how you get fans into NASCAR. I'm gonna tell you what.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, sorry we corrupted your really wholesome message, Chris. Sorry for being all thirsty over here for men in Alabama, of all places.
Well, let's talk about the F1 United States Grand Prix at COTA, Circuit of the Americas.
These men. Yeah.
Max Verstappen dominated. He continues to close back in on points. We'll talk about that in a second. The McLarens crashed in the sprint. They finished 2nd and 5th in the race. Lando Norris 2nd, Oscar Piastri in 5th. I watched like the first half of the race, and then I tuned out because I was starting to zone out. It's like I can't focus on two things.
That race was boring. I saw someone yesterday from the F1 community say that these races are tragically boring this year. However, the championship battle is what's actually making stuff interesting. It's I
tuned out once I realized nothing's going to change unless there's a mechanical failure.
Apparently, a lot of races this year have been one-stop strategies. Like, I don't know if the tires have changed, but the teams have been able, because COTA traditionally has been a 2-stop race.
Yeah.
But these teams are able to make these even the soft tires, last a long time. And I mean, I just know with the battle between Leclerc and Norris yesterday, Norris was having a hell of a time getting by Leclerc. So it seems racing-wise, F1's kind of not having a good season, but the championship battle is kind of keeping it interesting. Kind of the opposite of what NASCAR should be in a way. But,
5 races remaining. Mexico is this weekend. Oscar Piastri is still the points leader. Lando Norris is only 14 points behind, and Max Verstappen is 40 points behind. But here's the thing. Max Verstappen has gained 64 points in the last 4 races. We only have 5 to go. If he does that again, Max Verstappen's champion.
I'm nervous.
Especially
because Max Verstappen, this is not his first rodeo.
Is McLaren about to fumble this championship in a most generational way?
Yes. Because McLaren fumbles everything. Name one thing that they have actually done and not fumbled. They were able to make Fernando Alonso miss the Indy 500.
That's true.
These guys suck. I'm not gonna Like, I'm not even trying to get on a soapbox right now, but these guys are kind of ass. Like, they're not winning this championship, and that breaks my heart because I hate Max Verstappen with every fiber of my soul.
Yeah.
2021 still haunts me, but
see, I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted because I really like Oscar Piastri. I think he's adorable. I do not like Lando Norris. I do not want Lando Norris.
I don't know what is with y'all and Lando Norris. Y'all hate a man. Y'all just hate a man because he has curly hair.
You know that's not true with me. Stop.
You know that's not true with me.
Stop it.
Y'all just hate Lando because he's sassy. Bratty.
No.
Whatever. Okay, well, so what conflicts you with Oscar Piastri?
The fact that I don't like McLaren. If McLaren lost a championship, I would find it hilarious. I'm like, oh my God, that's so funny. They fumbled this. They were way ahead. Ha ha ha. But then I'm like, Oscar. Oh, I like Oscar. I want Oscar to win.
My baby.
And like, God, if Oscar loses but Lando wins, like, I want to barf. Ugh.
So you'd rather Max Verstappen win over Lando?
Yes. I think it'd be
funny. That's bold. See, I'd rather Lando win over Max.
I think it'd be funny.
Okay, when you put it like that,
yeah,
that would be I think it would be a really good story if Max Verstappen says, LOL, you thought, and wins the championship.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I see your point. I'm a little bit, what? I'm kind of coming back around on Max Verstappen.
See, me too. I think Max Verstappen's really funny.
I think
he's giving Kyle Busch where he doesn't care. And it's funny.
Like the way Max Verstappen says, yeah, I kind of wanted to just go run sports cars. I'm like, that is so Kyle Larson of you. like, oh my God, my favorite driver says that too. Like, I do kind of respect that about him. And, the way he drives, it's within the rules most of the time. He's smart for exploiting that. I don't know. Maybe I'm coming back. Dude, Red Bull is they're going to Ford next year. Like, Ford's going to be their power plant. So I kind of, I think it's kind of good. Yeah, I think I'm a Verstappen fan now. What a crazy 2 minutes on the Gay Racing podcast. Like, literally 3 minutes ago.
Wow.
The TikTok for this week, it starts with, I hate Max Verstappen. 3 minutes later, I think I'm a Verstappen fan now. Oh my God.
That picture of SpongeBob, Squidward, and Patrick were like, me and the bestie. And it's like, the other picture's like, I hate this person or something.
They're slapping a blue oval on his car. And I'm like, we're good, actually. I love this guy.
We have a Patreon comment from Finley. Says, theoretically, if Max won every race and every sprint from here on out, and Piastri finished second in all of them, Piastri would still win the championship by 3 points. But dropping to just 1/3 in a race, but not a sprint, would give the championship to Max on a tiebreaker. Max does not control his own destiny yet, but he's awfully close to it, and it's what McLaren deserves, honestly.
Because here's the thing with McLaren, too. They have fumbled with team orders in the past.
So many times this year.
Yes, exactly. And it's not like they can start now. Not when both your drivers are currently battling each other for the championship too. Like, how would you manage that at all? You can't.
Yeah.
So that's what makes this super interesting. And it's why, honestly, we have to tune into these last 5 races.
Yeah. While we can on cable, right?
Let's talk about that. So F1, into the T. F1 has signed with Apple TV for 2026 and beyond as the United States broadcast partner for Formula One. So, and I don't know what's going on with F1 TV. Like, it's going to be a part of the Apple TV subscription.
F1 TV will be a part of the Apple TV subscription. Last week, we mentioned a report that Apple wanted to kill it in the US. That turns out to not be true. It's just you have to have Apple TV subscription to
so it's like a sub. It's like obviously a sub, but it's almost like I don't know what another example. But anyway,
it sounds like you get it if you subscribe to Apple TV, basically.
Yeah, it's like a bonus. Like, oh, you get F1 TV, like kind of like ESPN Plus with like my Hulu subscription. Or whatever.
If you're gonna get it for F1, I mean, it makes sense. You get F1
you might as well, because F1 TV has like a bunch of stuff on it too.
Yeah.
So, okay. I think there's a lot of negativity around this, and I understand it. Let's talk about why this is kind of a mistake. I think F1 in a lot of ways is kind of riding their peak and their high, and they're making mistakes with it in a way.
Yeah.
Like they're changing too much. I don't like, I know F1's huge and it's definitely getting huge in America. The question is, can they afford to do this? Because I think it's a fair question to ask.
Yeah.
I think the obvious answer, Alex, is this is a really dumb move. Because I'm sitting here, am I gonna get Apple TV to watch these F1 races?
I might try it for a month, a whole year,
girl. Because I don't really watch F1 like that. That's what I'm saying. Now, F1 fans in America, they're gonna be like, whatever. I mean, Alex, we didn't have any I mean, I already had Prime anyways, I guess. So that's kind of the difference. Because I was going to bring up, well, we watch Thursday Night Football on Prime now. We as in America, not me. I don't. but like, so, that's like very accepted into our society.
I think, do the Europeans in charge of F1 think we all have Apple TV? Because that is the one major streaming service I have never used.
I don't even know what's on it like that. I can't get anywhere else. You know what I mean?
I've never used it. I've never had an account, but I've had Paramount Plus, Amazon. I've used Netflix. I have the Peacock account.
Like nothing's come up to where I'm like, oh, that's on Apple TV, man. I want to watch it. Like that's never happened.
Like HBO Max, like I use that. I watch shows on it.
Yeah, I know Euphoria's on HBO. Whatever.
I've never, ever thought to buy Apple TV. I don't know the actual subscription numbers, but I would imagine Apple TV is not up there in terms of subscribers. I feel like if you're going to do a move like this, you would do like Prime.
And because that's why, so I brought up Prime, but it's like everyone already kind of has Prime.
Yeah.
Like that's why it wasn't, especially for NASCAR, that's why it wasn't a big deal.
And so another rumor before Apple TV really took the lead in all these negotiations was that Netflix was in talks to get this season as well.
That also makes sense.
There's synergy there because of Drive to Survive. I would be like, okay, like I still wouldn't get Netflix. I don't have Netflix right now.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't do that still. But I'm like,
but like you get a lot with your like, oh, there's shows I watch on Netflix all the time. That's value, right? Like that's great.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell I'm going to watch on Apple TV if I pay for this, right?
I have no idea.
And I know Apple was they had a part in the F1 movie, so there's like that, but that was just one movie.
Yeah.
Like there's no other synergy there. I think Netflix would have been, especially I don't know if Netflix is still trying to like do sports. I know they were kind of trying. I don't know how strong that is.
Yeah, they have like the Christmas, I think, NFL game.
Right.
I think it's Christmas.
Yeah. Right. And I saw like a pay-per-view like boxing match. It wasn't pay-per-view, but it was,
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. But
like this is obviously Apple like, okay, we're doing sports. This is what's going to get people to come in. Sure, it's still just Formula 1.
Yeah. And
like
I feel like you're going to lose so much of your casual audience. Like I'd say we're part of the casual audience, but we're motorsport fans. We're not the Drive to Survive casual fans. Are you going to be able to get them? I don't know.
Yeah.
If it was Netflix, I'd be like, there's an argument there.
Because I'm just so wishy-washy with F1. Like it's perfect for me when it's on ESPN. It's on my channel. It's one of the channels. Like I can just watch it when I want. I don't know if I really want to like commit and watch it.
ESPN, ABC, they were still open to like working with them. I feel like if you wanted to do this, put some races on ABC still, like the US Grand Prix, I think Mexico, and like all the US races are on ABC, I think, and Mexico. Like make a deal with them where it's like
strike a deal with both. Yeah.
I
feel like NASCAR is the only sport that, well, not sport, I guess, but like the only motorsport that even does that. Like they split up their.
I mean, IndyCar used to. They don't anymore either. You have a point.
I guess it. Yeah, you're right. IndyCar did.
But
that would have been actually that would have been smart though. If like they were like, hey, ESPN, you know what? Can you can you do our big races and then everything else is on Apple
like
TV?
Monaco plus,
Canada,
the United, Canada, North America,
the United States friendly races, like the time zone. Yeah,
like I think that would have been a good deal, but. And I bring up Monaco because now the Memorial Day weekend, 2 of the 3 major races are exclusive to streaming next year. I think that's a little bizarre when that's supposed to be like Motorsports Christmas, our biggest races of the year, are all exclusive to streaming. I feel like that's not great.
When you take it out of context, yeah, it sounds kind of weird, but when it's like F1's not going to change with their production anyways. And like Prime's been really good. Like, again, I want every NASCAR race on Prime.
right.
But again, like for the average American, especially in our current like state of literally the government shutdown, like people are not trying to spend extra money right now. Like, I don't know if this is like, adding another subscription. Like F1, they are not going to, they're not going to stay this popular, but like they're riding a peak right now in the United States, and it's changing stuff to me is only going to make it seem like it's not going to last forever.
Yeah.
They kind of like the teardown, the boys on the teardown had a really good discussion about it. They kind of compared it to the mistakes NASCAR made at NASCAR's peak. They went away from traditional markets. They were moving traditional races away from their spot on the calendar. They, championship format changing, they got away from what the sport was about. And to me, F1 got all these fans by being themselves, and now they're changing. And it's like, why are you even changing at this point? Like, you've already gotten so many of the American fans invested in your sport because they already like what they see.
Right.
And F1's president, I forgot what his name was, something Domenicali. I forgot what his first name was. They've been experimenting with the sprint race formats, and they've been, even been talking about, do we make the Grand Prix shorter?
Which they're already pretty short. Like
they're trying to capture this like TikTok iPad kid fan with a short attention span. Let's learn from NASCAR and just keep doing what you're doing.
It's already working. I don't know.
And like it's stuff like putting Spa on rotation, getting rid of other traditional tracks. F1, like I'm kind of waiting for F1 to have their little fall from grace. Well, that's kind of where they're leading.
I really think this is going to do it. Like, I just cannot imagine a million people in the United States, specifically, 1 million plus, doing Apple TV just for Formula One. No. I just can't fathom that. No. Especially, as you said, in our current like economic status and everything. I just can't see it.
It doesn't seem likely to me.
No.
And again, like there's no way NASCAR or even IndyCar fans are going to bother doing that.
No.
Most IndyCar fans probably like Formula One too. Do they care? And I guess I don't know. Maybe they're probably hardcore enough where they would, because IndyCar doesn't race most weeks. So there's that. But that's
interesting.
That is going to be interesting. I think if F1's going to have their fall from grace, it's going to be because of this. I think this is going to be the catalyst. But
good discussion.
Yeah, it's
discussion set,
because I think it could work out. Again, we watched NASCAR racing on streaming, and we were like, okay, that's cool. But we already had Amazon Prime.
We don't know if it's just going to be the Sky Sports thing again, which I'm fine with, or if it's going to be their own. Like, because NBC used to do their own. Like, nobody calling the races, and Bob Varsha.
I'm pretty sure it's just going to be Sky Sports, if I had to guess. I don't think they're going to. It's cheaper.
That's my assumption.
I'm pretty sure it's cheaper.
Well, we have a bit more tea to get through. Justin Haley was announced to be leaving the Spire 7 car at the end of the season, and Spire is announcing his replacement on Wednesday. Daniel Suarez is the reported favorite to take that ride. I don't know if I like that, but thoughts?
Y'all should have bought Kyle Busch's contract out.
I think they should have. Save him.
Kyle Busch belongs at Spire so bad. I don't know how I feel about this, and I
don't think it's going to do Suarez any benefit for his career. It's just
Daniel Suarez really needs to prove himself this year, baby. That's been him the last 5 years.
Yeah,
like come on.
Go back to Xfinity and rebrand yourself. Get another championship. Get in the Hall of Fame.
The thing about going back to Xfinity, so I'll kind of backpedal a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Who's gone back to Xfinity and came back to Cup? Like, I know John Hunter Nemechek did, but like John Hunter Nemechek didn't have like a stint in Cup for this long. Like, has anyone ever come back out of Xfinity to Cup after they went back? That's what I'm like trying to think of, because I don't know.
The only name I can think of, and there probably is one that I just can't think of, is Justin Allgaier, but that was so short he went right back to Xfinity. So
see that why I'm saying he went back to Xfinity, he never came back to Cup.
He he went. It doesn't matter. But he went to Cup, okay, and then he went back to Xfinity. He's still there. But he's had some Cup one-offs is what I'm trying to say.
That's not, that doesn't count. That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Sure, cute.
We were not understanding what we were asking.
That's not what I'm talking about. Yeah. Like, Regan Smith for filling in for everybody, that doesn't count either.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't...
But you see what I'm saying, though. It's like, if Daniel Suarez were to go back to Xfinity, I don't think he could come back to Cup.
In my opinion, though, he would probably win another championship. If it was at JRM.
You're right.
He would get himself into the Hall of Fame one day by a two-time champion. He'd be foreign-born champion.
Yep.
I feel like it would be such a benefit to his career. And
that's true.
He could get back into Cup because he has a lot of money behind him. Would he be successful in Cup later? I don't know the answer to that. But the 7 car, you're not going to get better than the 7. That's probably the best ride he's going to get. And a bunch of rides open up next year. I don't see Daniel Suarez being a candidate to get any of them. If he goes back to Xfinity, he could, in theory, in a couple of years.
Daniel Suarez is not going to get anything out of the Cup Series anymore.
No.
Like what you just said about everything that he can still do in Xfinity. I mean, he's literally an Xfinity champion. That could put him in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
I mean,
a second championship, he's a lock. Like, he might already be there for being like a foreign-born champion from Mexico.
Like, right. That's really huge.
But 2? Be huge.
He's been in the Cup Series with how many different teams? Like,
too many.
So many. It's not working. This is not going to change anything. This is not what Spire needs. This is definitely kind of a seat filler. I think they're waiting for a Kyle Busch contract to expire after, I believe it's next year.
Yeah, I bet it's a 1-year deal.
I bet he leaves RCR and maybe goes to Spire, maybe even just takes part ownership in it or something. I don't know. Yeah. But I think, and then long term, that would be really good for them with Brexton coming up. But I think this is just a seat filler, keeping the seat warm for someone better. Like, literally. Maybe Bowman. Maybe when Bowman gets kicked out of Hendrick. But
I mean, this was going to be Bowman's ride as of like a year ago, and then
it'll be his ride the year after. So
yeah, that's our opinion on that. That should be announced Wednesday, I believe, at like 1 or noon or something, is what I read on Wednesday. NASCAR 25 was released, the first NASCAR video game since 2021. And Zach, you had a discussion with D Gooden 24 YouTuber. Early access for that discussion's on our Patreon for our $5 tier subscribers, right?
Yeah, it's been up since Sunday. It was a really good discussion because like the game's really fun. I've been having a lot of fun with the game, but it's not perfect. Like there's some things about the game that really bug me. Like even today, I was like messing with the wheel and I'm like, the wheel does not feel right. But either way, like it's been a really fun game. I think it's gotten me back into a NASCAR. It's made me actually like do some iRacing. But for like I told Alex needs to get this game when it comes out on PC because it's a really good NASCAR game. If you're a NASCAR fan and you like video games, you need to get it. But it's a little bit more complicated than that. So the full video is going to be out on our YouTube probably Wednesday as of recording this.
Sometime this week.
Same time as Daniel Suarez news. So, yeah. If you don't care about Daniel Suarez, definitely watch our video.
That meme of the guy all dressed up, me when new GRP bonus video, and you're like dressed in regular clothes for Daniel Suarez to the 7 announcement.
Right. Exactly.
Someone make that and tweet it at me. Or
if you want to see it, right now, it's on our Patreon. So
$5 tier.
Yep.
Yeah. Fun discussion. I watched it earlier today. It's pretty good. Thank you to Dylan for doing that. And 2 more things in the tea, then we'll get to fantasy. Former NASCAR driver Ryan Vargas won overall in his Monster Jam debut. He drives monster trucks now. Did you know this?
I
Ryan
do now.
Vargas? I did not know this. I just saw it on Twitter.
Bro, I have nothing better to do? Good Lord. That's so random.
That's so mean. He had nothing better to do.
Sorry, that was kind of mean.
God.
I didn't mean it like that. I just meant like, I don't know. Monster trucks is just so random to me. Like
he is in the El Toro Loco truck. I had the diecast of that, or whatever you would call a truck, years ago as a kid.
I like Gravedigger. Gravedigger is my favorite. My dad had a little toy. I don't know. I never really had a monster truck phase. So,
me neither, really.
Coolest?
I went to them every year when they came to town. It wasn't Monster Jam. It was something else.
The coolest thing about monster trucks ever was when Lightning McQueen became a monster truck in the Cars games. That's the only time I found monster trucks cool.
Oh, wow.
I just don't really, I don't know.
But Ryan Vargas has been doing like NASCAR in Europe or something, or I think it's Europe.
Yeah,
and
Euro
he's been
NASCAR.
Doing, now he's in Monster Jam. He's kind of doing a bunch of different things. So I think this is pretty cool. And he won overall. Like, that's pretty cool.
That is impressive. I mean, I'm not saying monster trucks are like easy. Like, I feel like if there was ever a motorsports circus, that's kind of what Monster Jam would remind me of. Well, it's really NASCAR, but we behaved ourselves yesterday.
Yeah.
But like, if there was like if I had like a 7-year-old kid and you want to see some really cool stuff on 4 wheels, we're gonna go to Monster Jam. But like,
right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've watched it on Speed Channel before when I was a kid, and I thought it was cool.
Have you ever been to one in person?
No.
Oh,
so I'm speaking about an experience I haven't lived.
Yeah. They're fun.
The Monster Jam haters are going to be in the comments. Good Lord, I'm sorry.
If you're mad at Zack for hating on monster trucks, leave a comment below.
I am being really disrespectful.
Final thing here in the T. Brad Sweet retired from full-time sprint car racing. The High Limit Sprint Car Series just wrapped up their season, and he finished second to Rico Abreu. Rico Abreu just won the championship over there. Brad Sweet won 6 sprint car championships in a row between both World of Outlaws and the High Limit Series between 2019 and 2024. He's also the 2018 Knoxville Nationals champion, which is like sprint car worlds, like Daytona 500, Indy 500 kind of thing.
Right.
He has 106 wins. He has only won it once.
Oh, that's giving like what NASCAR drivers like that. They only won like Daytona once. Interesting.
And he has 106 wins across World of Outlaws. So he has 92 there, and High Limit 14. Reason I'm bringing this up is he is a former NASCAR driver. He raced in the early 2010s in the 38 car with Casey Kane. He drives in sprint cars for Casey Kane Racing. Announced today, Casey Kane Racing's like, we don't have an announcement set or announced yet. But Brad Sweet is the co-owner of the High Limit Sprint Car Series with Kyle Larson, who I learned today is his brother-in-law, I believe.
You didn't know that? Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Kyle married Caitlin Sweet. You did not know that?
That makes sense. Okay.
I mean,
I never put that together. Okay.
Oh, you knew her name was Caitlin Sweet, but you didn't?
Yeah, well, I did.
I mean, I obviously am very into the Kyle Larson lore, if you didn't notice. But
yes.
I can't believe you didn't know that.
No, but this, I debated on if we should mention it on the episode or not, but I put it in because this is a big deal in the racing world at large, in the dirt racing world. He's turning... Why are you laughing?
It's more impressive than Monster Jam.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I'm sorry.
So Brad Sweet is turning 40, I believe, in the next year. And he just wanted more time to focus on that. But he's still going to be racing, I'm sure. Probably going to do like the Knoxville National, stuff like that.
Or Monster
Jam.
I need to stop. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
I need to take myself to a Monster Jam.
I want to take you to one. I think you
at this point, I think you need to. I think the Patreon members are going to request it.
I haven't been to one in years. Like, I've never been to a Monster Jam, but I've been to Monster Truck. Like, whatever thing Bigfoot races in. If y'all know the truck Bigfoot, Monster Truck Bigfoot, I went to that.
Other leagues?
Yes.
I can't with this right now. I can't deal with the Monster. Can we please make fantasy picks?
Anyway, shout out to Brad Sweet.
I'm not 5 years old. Can we please?
Shout out to Brad Sweet on a great career.
And Ryan Vargas.
And Ryan Vargas on the win in Monster Jam.
I'm not
Sorry,
trying to
Zack's a
disrespect
hater.
him. It's really just the monster trucks. It's really just the monster trucks. It's not him. It's really just the monster trucks. It's not Ryan Vargas at all.
Now I want to get Ryan Vargas on the podcast because I'm like, you are disrespecting his new job.
Low key.
Okay. Fantasy Talladega. Funny enough, Zach and I's picks for William Byron and Kyle Larson. We were looking good.
This is not the first time my pick has run out of fuel in the final lap and still finishes like right behind your pick. Like,
yep.
What the hell?
I had Byron who finished 25th and you had Larson who finished 26th, and you really needed that point because now in our fantasy game, I have 32 points, you have 26. You have to win the last two. I'm not going to get into tiebreaker scenarios, but the last two, you can tie it. And we have tiebreaker scenarios and everything, but
I think I was still going to have to win. I was still going to have to win these last two races anyways, even if he finished in front of Byron. What sucks is him not winning.
Yeah, like you were in contention to win, as was I, but
behind me.
Yeah.
Well, good thing you were behind me.
You mentioned your pick earlier. With Ryan Blaney.
So my path to the championship is with Ryan Blaney because I feel like I can easily pick Ryan Blaney to win Martinsville, and then I can easily pick him to win Phoenix.
Yeah.
I just think that's my path. If I pick Kyle Larson, for one, Larson doesn't have to win Martinsville, so I feel like he might not end up winning it because of a strategy. And two, Larson, sure, Larson wins Martinsville. I don't know at that point who to pick at Phoenix, so I'll be screwed anyways. The only possibility I think I win this championship is if Ryan Blaney wins these last two races. So my plan is Ryan Blaney wins, and if he does win and I'm still in contention, I pick Blaney again at Phoenix. Yeah. So that's my path to the championship.
Yeah, you told me your whole thought process earlier. You were torn between Larson and Blaney for this race.
Yeah, this just makes the most sense.
I think that's the play. That's exactly what I would do if I was in your position. Blaney, these last two, that's just the way to go, I think.
And like nothing's a given for Blaney at Martinsville, sure, but the stats look really good for him. Historically, it makes sense. This year, the 12 car has been really fast at high tire wear racing, short tracks. Yeah. They looked really good at Richmond. So, yeah.
So my pick ultimately does not matter, but I'm still going to try and get a larger point leads. I think it'd be funny to beat Zack by 9 points.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter at this point.
I'm going to go with Christopher Bell because I think he's going to get redemption for last year.
I wouldn't say it doesn't matter because if you get a second place, another second place finish, so it does matter.
Yeah, so to kind of go into our tiebreaker scenario a little bit, if I get a second place, I have to get second in the last two races to block Zack from getting the second place tiebreaker. You're looking at me like I'm crazy. I explained this to you earlier.
You need
understood
second
fully.
In two races or just second in one of the races? Oh, in two races. Okay, got it. Okay.
So you have to win both the two, and then for me to block you on our first tiebreaker, I have to get second.
So even if I win the next two races, but you finish second in both of them, I'm still screwed?
Yes.
God, that sucks. That would suck. Oh my
Otherwise, right now, you win tiebreakers for second, third, and fourth. You have all the tiebreakers right now.
This is a close championship battle. Well, it's really not close.
I mean, if you have to win Martinsville first. I
do have to win Martinsville first.
Phoenix is easier to predict, low key.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just went with the path where it's like I can actually predict who wins Phoenix if this happens. So, yeah. Anyways,
yeah. Well, good episode. We learned today that Zack hates monster trucks. Thank you for listening or watching, and thank you to our Patreon members for the discussion throughout the episode. And if you want to catch that early bonus video, early access before it goes up, possibly Wednesday, you can join for $5 a month at patreon.com/gayracingpod. But if you just want to comment a little discussion throughout the episode, it's $2 a month, patreon.com/gayracingpod. And consider giving us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and liking and subscribing on YouTube. Follow the podcast at Gay Racing Pod on all the socials, and follow Zack and I on socials at Newgaden and Dreamy Zack Racing.
My thing with monster trucks is it's kind of like dinosaurs.
You're digging yourself a bigger hole here.
No, it's kind of like it's in the same category as like dinosaurs, as in like, why do kids like this?
Okay.
You know what? In trains, I do not get the trains.
I see what
Actually,
you're saying.
I'll take that. I get trains. I get why kids would like trains. I don't get dinosaurs and I don't get monster trucks. Those are the two cliche like boy things that I do not get.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where my hate stems from. I don't know. I'm sorry.
You don't like the stereotypes.
I'm sorry. Any monster truck fans I've offended. Sorry.
Wow. Flame Zack in the comments.
This podcast is normally a place for all people, but it's not today, apparently. We try to be inclusive here, but here I am spouting some hateful words about Monster Jam.
Oh my God. Wrap it up before you say a slur about monster trucks.
It's been a while since I made Alex laugh this much. I've made you laugh a lot today.
Yeah, you did.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
I might be in a bad mood depending on what happens. Bye.